lot about living my life with an open heart. This contemplation on an open-hearted life was spurred on after a conversation I had one evening when I was tucking my 4-year-old granddaughter into bed. You see, I was talking to her about how important it is for her to have an open heart. But what became painfully clear to me after this conversation is that I was in need of a lesson, because I have been living a closed-hearted life lately. I have been letting the events happening in our country the past several months affect my heart. Trying to explain what it means to have an open heart to a not quite 4-year-old is a daunting task. And you might even ask why. Why try to explain this concept to a young child, especially when so many adults are running around with closed hearts? But the why is easy. It's because when our hearts are open, we connect to God. An open heart allows us to disagree with a person or situation without malice or hate. And an open heart is a matter of life and death. As Christian theologian Ravi Zacharias stated, Christ did not come into the world to make bad people good, but to make dead people live. It is a matter of life and death. I not only wanted her to know why it was important to live open-hearted, but that having an open heart was a choice she was in control of. She can choose to live with her heart wide open with love, kindness, joy, and self-control. She could choose to never live closed-hearted. I told her that God loves her so much that He gave her an open heart, but He also gave her the ability to close her heart. He gave her free will. I tried to illustrate this concept to her as simply as possible. I used my hand wide open to represent an open heart. When our hearts open like an open hand, it receives God's light, love, joy, kindness, and love. Our open heart overflows and allows us to see the world, our life, transformed by light and love. It changes who we are. It changes how we see the world. But when our hearts are closed in anger, hate, and bitterness, it's like a tight fist, not allowing God's light and life in. There is only darkness, and our perception is only darkness. And Christ's quote from Matthew 6:23 comes to mind. The lamp of your body is the eye. If, therefore, your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light in you is darkness, how great is the darkness? And the very eye of our soul is our heart. And my granddaughter tells me, after I've illustrated the open hand, she will try to live open-hearted. But she says, "Baba, sometimes it's so hard." And oh, my sweet girl, how true your words are. I too try and struggle to keep my heart open, and sometimes it is hard, so very hard. And I tell her so. But the alternative, the closed heart, leads only to destruction, the destruction of our precious souls and sight. I remind her, whenever I'm with her, to practice having an open heart. For her, it is a matter of being obedient to her parents and grandparents, being kind and loving to her brother and friends. As for me, it is a little bit more complex. I too must practice opening my heart when I want to close firmly shut. There is a lie I tell myself, that a closed heart is safe. But this is just a lie to blind me and to keep me from God's grace. I know I must practice keeping my heart open when circumstances cause me to want to close. It is a matter of grave importance. I want to live open-hearted, filled with God's abundance of love, joy, peace, kindness, self-control, and patience. I want to see the world through light and life-affirming lenses. I do not want to be one of the walking dead. I want to live. How about you?